Hi everybody, this is a little overview to help you create your PSAs in Google Presentations, and hopefully it will prevent you from getting stuck along the way. A couple things to remember. Your number one priority is your message to persuade your viewer. Adding a bunch of fancy stuff isn't going to help with your message entirely, and it can even distract from it. So focus on your content and then look at how you can make it snazzy. So a couple how-to things. In your Gmail or in your Google Drive, you can click Create and then New Presentation if you've never done that before. When you do that, your new presentation will look like this. So make sure you give it a title by clicking there, and then share it with the other members in your group as well as your teacher. And if you try and share before you name it, you're going to have to name it before you can do that. So I'm not going to do that, but a couple things that will help you with adding images. You can go to Google and choose images here, or just find images on Google wherever you want, and let's say you want to look at child abuse perhaps. You could just right click and copy that image, go into your presentation and paste that here. If you get this message, you'll have to install the Google Drive app, so just click Add, and then it'll be added to your Chrome account. If you don't get that, you can also just hit Control V and it will create that image there for you. So if you don't want to go through any of that, just hit Control V. It's easier anyway. So I have this and I have my text, and you can see when I click on my text I get this blue bar. That means that's a text box. Same thing with my title, that's a text box, and then I have my image. So all three of those things are separate elements on my slide. Now when you go to record your presentation, you're going to want to have these things show up separately so you can animate them. So if I make my slide, I give it a title, I add my text, I add my pictures, now I'm going to animate them. So I highlight this, I right click and choose Animate, and then over here it shows my animation. So I can choose which animation I want. I prefer the fade in because I think it looks best. But you can do what you want, and you can leave it on click because you're going to click it for it to come in. Now I'm going to click on my text because I want to add that second. So if I right click that and animate that, I can see that that is now the second animation for the slide, and you can see a little bit of a preview. So for my title, if I click on it here, it shows that it's highlighted, and then if I click on this, it shows what the animation is for. So here's the number of animations I have, and then there's a little preview of it. Now I want to add my picture, and I can right click and animate that, and now I have all of those in. I could even control the speed at which they come in if I want to. So to preview it, I'm going to click play, and so I got to hit a button, so either spacebar or my mouse, and then they come in one by one, and then that's how it will look for when you go to record your slide. So hopefully that helps you to set up your slideshow. A couple things to keep in mind as you set up your slides. So if you're working in a group, each of you will be doing separate slides, but try to avoid things like this. So if you stretch an image all the way across the page, you can do that by going like so. So you can size your image. But if you have yellow text over a yellow background, see how that's hard to read? Don't do that. So if you want to change your text, you can highlight it all and then go up here and then maybe change it to something that would be much more easy to read. And so that's not even good. So try and make sure that you're not having the words and the background interfere with what you're doing. So once everybody has done their part, then you'll be ready to record, and that's in the next video.